Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Hira Fayyaz and I'm a student of Bachelor's in Psychology at International Islamic University, Islamabad. The research article that I'm going to present today is EEG measure of brain waves, comparing the effect of Quranic verses and music on the attention and meditation level among Muslims and non-Muslims. My co-presenters include Sabah Khan, Malaika Noor, Hina Mushtaq, and Amina Almas. This research study has been completed under the supervision of Dr. Musarrid Jabin Khan, the Associate Professor of Psychology at International Islamic University, Islamabad. Let's move towards the research article. So we all know that the war between Holy Quran and the music regarding the human mind and behavior has been going on for the decades. And the ultimate goal of this scientific war is to bring the peace to the turbulent minds and to enrich the human cognitive abilities. So this research has been conducted on the experimental ground through the use of electroencephalogram and it ultimately leads to the comparative study where Muslims and non-Muslims have been differentiated on their level of attention and meditation. Furthermore, there are 4 variables of this study. The first one is the Quranic verses, the second is music, the third is the attention, and the fourth one is the meditation. Literature support also tells us that there are myriad number of the research studies that has been conducted on this topic. But what actually makes this study unique can be understood from the following research gap. So here you can see that the previous researchers have been were just confined to the one culture, but the present study have taken the participants from different cultures like the Pakistan, Indonesia, China, Korea, Afghanistan, and Somalia. Previous researchers has utilized the Surah Rahman, but the present study has been conducted the research with the help of Surah Ad-Duha. Previous researchers have utilized the instrumental music, but this research has been conducted with the help of lyrical music. Lastly, the previous literature shows that the previous researchers have taken into account the small sample size, but this study has been come up with a large sample size. Next, we have the conceptual framework. Here you can see that how the IVs and DVs are interrelated and how the Muslim or the non-Muslim sample is tested on all the variables. So next one, we have the research objectives. So the first and the foremost objective of conducting this research was to confirm or was to investigate that whether the Quranic verses are effective in enhancing the attention and meditation level among Muslims and non-Muslim. The second one was to investigate that music is not effective for enhancing the attention and meditation level among Muslims and non-Muslim. And thirdly, we have to study the gender differences because obviously we can't leave behind the gender differences in the psychological researches. So now let's talk about the methodology. Cross-sectional methodology has been utilized in this research program, in this research study, and we have utilized 4 instruments. The first one is ATTC, that is attention control scale, that is used to measure the attention level of the participant. Then we have RSQ, which is used to measure the meditation level of the individual, because there were no scale available for measuring the momentary meditation, so that's why we go with this one. Then we have the EEG headset mind wave mobile, which is used to capture the brain waves which are the alpha and the beta that are coming up directly from the frontal lobe. We have to measure this from this EEG headset. Then we have the brain visualizer software, which actually displays that what is going inside the brain of the humans. Then we have the sample. We have actually the sample of total 107 participants, including both male and female, and we have divided the sample into the 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Group A includes 29 Muslims and 24 non-Muslims, and this group were made listen to the Quranic verses of Surah Ad-Duha recited by Qari Rijal Ahmed. Then we have the Group B, which had 28 Muslim participants and 26 non-Muslim participants. They were made to listen the music that was sung by K-pop sensation or BTS star John Jungkook. Here you can see the pictorial presentation of the procedure, that how does this research study had worked out. First of all, you can see that the participant has to wear the EEG headset, and there is only electrode of the EEG that is you can see that it touched on the frontal lobe right above the left eye. So the brain waves, the more of alpha and the beta waves. Here alpha waves are representing the meditation level and beta waves are representing the attention level of the human brain. They are directly captured through this electrode, and this electrode sends the data directly to the connected laptop, which has been connected through the Bluetooth. The laptop device actually displays the following data through the use of brain visualizer software. You can see that there are the graphical representation where you can see that different waves with the different frequencies are coming out directly from the human mind. The two main meters that you can see here are the attention meter and the meditation meter. Attention meter is basically representing the beta waves, and meditation meter is basically representing the alpha wave. The result has been generated through the ANOVA by using the SPSS-21. Analysis of variance has been run on the following research program, and we have concluded that here the table representing the comparing the mean of Muslim participants and non-Muslim participants on all the scales of pre and post questionnaires, and then before and after listening to the Quran and music. Here is the comparison of Muslims and non-Muslims. So the next table or the next result data shows it is just like the previously shown data, but it is comparing the male and female data, like in terms of the gender differences, you can say, that we have discussed in the research hypothesis. So here comes the result, and the results were quite surprising for us because we see that the Muslims' attention got increased in the case of Quran, that was according to our hypothesis, but the Muslim attention got also increased in the case of music, which was not according to our hypothesis. And in both cases, we see that the non-Muslims didn't respond on any of these two ways of, you can say that not only on the music, but not also on the Quran. Thirdly, we see that the attention level of both male and female got increased in case of Quran, but in case of music, only the female's attention level got increased, but male's meditation level got increased, which was totally up to the mark. And EEG electroencephalogram also endorses. Then we see that what were the reasons that we got this kind of result. First of all, we see that the reason the Muslims' attention got increased after listening to the Quran was attributed to their belief system. We see that in Holy Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala research have some kind of limitations, and in case of our research study, we have some limitations, like we have we have less control over the confounding variables. Then we cannot control the age differences because more of our participants were below age 25, and some were above 50, so there was not the equal age difference or the age gap between the participants. Then we have obviously the environmental differences. All the environmental settings are not same, that actually have a stronger or the greater impact on the experimental studies. Then we see that the participant interest also matters, because we cannot say that is the participant really doing from their heart, or are they just passing the time. So considering the above limitations, we see that further more researches or the future researches can take following limitations into their consideration by working more effectively on their research and excluding all these limitations. Lastly, our study have implications. We see that as it has been proved in our study that listening to the Quran actually is effective for improving the attention. So we can see that those students or those individuals who have some kind of attentional problems can use or can make a habit of listening to the Quran on daily basis, and get increase in the attention span, or get increase their cognitive abilities. Similarly, we see that we can use the Quranic therapy in our community because we are living in here. Our study also comes up with a very, you can say, the surprising point that meditation, which is, we say that it is a complex brain state of mind, and it is achieved very difficultly. But we can say, we see through the EEG that meditation has been proved as a momentary state of mind. Your brain can get satisfied with just listening to some kind of melody or just listening to the Quranic verses. So there was no difference that has been measured on this variable, we can say. So these were the implications. Lastly, let's conclude this study. So basically, this research concluded that the music and Quran both are effective for the different group of people. It all depends on their belief system. It depends on their daily practices. It also, gender differences is also being seen on the attention and the meditation level while listening to the music. However, because of some confounding variables, some of our data was not up to the mark, and it has some insignificant value. But overall, this was all about our research. Thank you so much.